This is the Dan Dockett Show with the Moe's Southwest Grill Lunch on 1070 The Fan.
Welcome back. A lot of you are excited, wanting to know who exactly Jerry Hughes is. A lot of you called in and wanted him as the Colts' 31st pick or the Colts' first pick, 31st overall. So we're going to the source. Guy that knows Jerry Hughes better than anybody. Guy recruited him, coached him at TCU. Coach Gary Patterson of the TCU Horned Frogs joins us. Coach, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. You know, here in Fort Worth, we're excited about Jerry Hughes and looking forward to Darrell Washington tonight. So it's a great day in Fort Worth, and I was really excited for Jerry because Indianapolis is getting a great player, but more importantly, they're getting just a great person.
You know, we talked about that before. Bill Polian has always looked at character. He's always looked at production. Tell us about Jerry. A lot of people think the Colts got their guy. At least people here in Indianapolis pretty fired up. Tell us about Jerry.
Well, you know, he was running back in high school. We turned him into a defensive end, and he never redshirted. He played as a true freshman, and in 4 years he'll graduate here in a couple weeks with his degree. Plus that, he was Man of the Year in the community, so he's been somebody that's given back quite a bit to others. But as far as a football player is concerned, got a great first step. He can drop, he can run around, he can rush the passer. And he's very tenacious, very strong. Here he was probably a 450 bench, 700, somewhere around a 700 squat, and over a 405 power clean. So very, very, very strong for his size, at 6'3", 255. So I think you'll get a guy that every day puts on his work hat and goes to work.
Hey, what made you decide to make the switch? He was a terrific running back in Texas. I think 1,400 yards as a senior. What did you see in him that you decide, hey, we got to make a switch here?
Well, he ran a little bit up and down. You know, he could end up being an okay, but like I told him, I said usually most clubs only have one tailback. And, you know, he was either going to be a linebacker, a defensive end, or a tight end as he kept growing. But, you know, I'd watched him. It was one of the last times I could go out in the spring as a head coach, and he actually played defensive end during a spring practice, and he really could lower his inside hip, turn the corner, and had an unbelievable burst. And, he also is a very intelligent player. Has had a couple picks dropped. He dropped in coverage, did different things for us. And, when you get a guy like that, it helps you because the more intelligent your defense is, the better you play. So, we watched him. We moved him over, and he never complained. Whatever we needed him to do, he was going to do to help us win ball games, and you like having guys with that kind of ability. Even this year, he played special teams. He played on a couple. So he's a guy that's going to do whatever he can to help Indianapolis be better.
Coach Gary Patterson of TCU Horned Frogs joins us. Jerry Hughes, his player, 31st pick of the draft, first for the Colts. I'm curious to this. I'm guessing you know about the Colts as a football coach, basketball coaches, they follow everything. He, from what you're telling me, not only off the court, which is huge here, or off the field, but on the field, with the speed defense that the Colts have, with the success they've had with guys that are doing exactly what you say, quick first step, great motor, things that Mathis and Freeney certainly have. This is a pretty good fit for Jerry Hughes as well.
Yeah, I think it is. By no means would I ever try to put him in Feeney or Mathis's category because he's just a senior in college.
Right.
But one thing he had a great defensive line coach in Dick Bumpus here, a guy that could have coached anywhere in the country, could have coached in the NFL, great technician. You'll come in, he will be like a sponge. He will be one of those that will listen to those two guys with their experience, will try to grow and be able to give them some relief as a player as far as rotation if that's what they need him to do. But he'll play special teams to do it. But he will really listen to those two guys. He's a guy that is a student of the game, will try to get better, and is smart enough to pick it up and learn from him. So I think it's definitely a great fit for him because he's going to have two great teachers.
My guess is with all the success you've had down there are some great leaders on your football program. My guess would be Jerry Hughes would be among them.
Well, he was. He and Darrell Washington were the leaders of our defense this year. He'd rather lead by action, but definitely will be a guy that surges guy on. But he's a great teacher. One of the things we really pride ourselves is our older guys teaching our younger guys, and he was one of those kind of guys. Really take the time to put his arm around and teach them how to do things on and off the field. So, I think you're getting a gem. I really thought he might even go higher than second, but I think it's a great fit. Indianapolis is a great fit for him for what you do and the kind of players that you play at his position. So I think he's very excited. all of us here in Fort Worth are very excited for him, and we hope it's a great marriage.
Well, Coach, I'm sure it's going to be, and I appreciate your time. I know you're swamped. Good luck tonight with your other players.
Well, thank you. And, again, thanks to Indianapolis and the Indianapolis Colts for taking a chance on a TCU Horned Frog.
Well, we're looking forward to it. And everybody, as I said, I mean, truly, everybody, I've had emails, I've had